Gossip Talk Shows family. It's Nomsa here at Gossip Talk Shows, Find Your Own Voice, the lead for me. So with me today, I'm on my own today, and you guys know when I'm on my own, we talk about love. My high is so messy because I actually changed my dress very quickly because I did something, guys, you don't want to know. So yes, so today we're talking about love. Why does love hurt? The idea that love hurts is a common sentiment often expressed in such as people can write songs, everyday conversation, experience of emotional pain in love can be the attributed to several factors of why does love hurt so much. I've had people saying, Nomsa, I'm in a relationship, but I feel the more I'm in this relationship, the more I'm hurting. So I don't know what to do. So vulnerability, love often involves opening up to the person you are dating or and oneself and emotionally making individual vulnerable to the possibility of rejection and disappointment and loss. So when those expectations are not met, it lead to it can lead to emotional distress. So yesterday we were talking about it, guys, feeling lonely. So the topic, today's topic is similar to what we were talking about yesterday. And sometimes the times where you are in a relationship where before I go into deep personal development, go into deep uh, knowing what how God works and how to communicate with God and how to use the Bible as a to actually communicate with God. Before I take my problems to my spouse. But when I take my problems to my spouse, my expectations will be when I talk to him, he has to, um, my expectations, I'll have higher expectations that he has to understand what I'm going through. And if he does not understand, or sometimes I'll have these expectations where if I speak to my spouse, I need to feel better. There's got to be some healing. If I don't feel how I'm expecting to feel, then I'll end up having an argument with the person that I love. And then because and then when I have that argument with that person that I love, because to them, they don't understand what I'm going through. So they will be like, they will be wondering. I'm trying to share the video as the same time speaking to you. So they will be wondering why, what have they done to me to actually make me react this way? They wouldn't understand. And that destroys the relationship. So it's very important when we are in a relationship to understand that the person that we're dating, they might not understand how we feel. And when we are and when they don't understand how we feel, instead of feeling distressed or emotionally feeling that we've been pushed away and ending up feeling that we're going to lose that person because they don't understand us. Sometimes I find the best way is to work on yourself, because when you do work on yourself, you do actually get stronger emotional connection with that person. And the more intense the pain may be, when faced with possibility, you could be faced with possibility of separation. So it is very important to understand that that person you don't have control of our feelings, of how we are feeling. Even sometimes they might not want to listen to us because they don't understand what we feel. for me, what I do is, guys, when I'm going through pain, I'll speak to my spouse. That if I see that emotionally they don't get what I'm going through, I'm not going to blame them. What I do is I'll speak to my spouse without expectations, just needing to speak to him what is going on and what I'm going through. And it's either he listens or he doesn't listen. But mostly the person that I'll be really wanting that person to hear my cry, to hear my pain, to heal me is God. I don't go to, I know my spouse can help me with emotionally, we can get connected, we can love each other. But all I know is God is the creator of my destiny. He is the man that created. So in order for me to actually deal with this pain, instead of me putting pain to somebody else, I go to God and I say, God, here's my pain. Here's what I'm going through. Come into my life. Take that pain away. And I find in that way, I do find the healing, because you may find that that pain has nothing to do with the relationship. So sometimes we can feel that pain where, why does this person not wanting to listen to me? Why does this person not wanting to get me, not wanting to to actually connect with me? Because we're connecting with that person in the wrong way. Like, let's say, what are the things that I struggled with life emotionally? I struggled with the death of my dad, and I struggled with the death of my stepdad. With my stepmom, I had gone through Lucifer, so I didn't struggle. I just let it go straight away, because I knew that she was in a better place. And I knew I had to embrace her death. I had to accept it very, very quickly. So there was no pain, there was no tears when my stepmom died. But with my dad and my stepdad, there was this pain where I just wanted somebody to feel what I'm feeling. But I was doing it the wrong way, because no one needed to feel what I'm feeling. People need to support me. But when it comes to intimacy, relationship, there are some things. The tricky one is people think that the other person, if they don't change, things cannot change. What I've learned, guys, through going through the challenges that I went through with Lucifer, it was actually, whenever you have problems, speak to the universe. The universe is God. God is the creator of the universe. When you're dating somebody, I used to waste time, my emotions. I really, really used to waste time, and I would be, why this person, my spouse, needs to understand me. They need to do this, they need to do this. But the minute I actually realize how the universe, the power of paradigm, how it works, I don't waste my time. I don't waste my time feeling pain anymore. The pain, it will always come. We cannot avoid it. But now I know how to deal with it. It is learning to meditate. I learn to fast 2 days a week or 3 days a week. And learning to fast 2 days and 3 days a week, like from midnight to 6 p.m., or sometimes from midnight to 3 p.m., depending on how many days. Like now, I'm going for 1,000 days. That would be 2 years and 9 months. I need to connect with my inner being, and I need to open every realm that I have never opened in my life, which is the realm of intelligence, abilities, wealth. I need to do that, but I need to do it for 1,000 days. Yeah, 1,000 days. That is 2 years and 9 months. So I do the fast midnight and finish at 3 o'clock. It's good, it's working. So the more I do this, the more my eyes open, the more I'm in the present moment, the more I realize I don't have to speak to my spouse anymore. I used to waste time. I would sit down with him and trying to convince him to actually be what I want. And sometimes I'll go through this pain where I'll be like, why is so painful loving somebody so painful? But it doesn't. It doesn't, guys, if you understand. Because what happens, fear. We start fearing when somebody they react how we don't expect. We start fearing. So that fear ends up taking over. Fear of loss. So if this person is not actually uh, connecting with me, our mind start making things up that don't exist. If this person does not start, doesn't respond how I'm expecting this person to respond, so that means that they don't care. That means that they don't love me. If I go to the office, if this person does not respond how I want, that means that they don't care. Then uh, that it gets taken over with the stagnation, with the blockage. You put the layers of blockage, the layers of possibility, separation, anger, frustration. So I don't do that anymore. When my expectations are not met, I have to be realistic. So what I do is when I'm feeling disappointed, when my expectations in my relationship are not fulfilled, I have to speak to God and say, is this the person, is my spouse meant to fulfill my expectations? Or is it someone with something within me that is not fulfilled? And that is affecting my relationship, for me expecting my spouse to behave the way that I want. And because I connect with the Holy Spirit, because I fast like almost now every single day, and the Holy Spirit will tell me to leave him alone. Yes, he's done nothing. So you show me where the pain is coming from. So sometimes, okay, I want him to listen, but he's not listening because it's not that he is not listening, he doesn't know how to deal with with when I'm communicating with him. He doesn't know how to help me. So the only person now that can help is God to heal this pain that I'm going through. And to heal my spouse, if my spouse, if there is something that in his heart is for God to heal that heart, to touch him. And then when he comes home, because I'm praying, and when I'm praying, it's like I'm focusing on me and focusing on whatever God is, that the pain that I'm going, the fear that is in my heart, that is making me feel that I could lose my spouse, or that is bringing insecurity. Wipe away those insecurities. Take away those insecurities. And let me forgive if there is unforgiveness in my heart, that I have not forgive my spouse. Let me forgive and leave. Judge me. Judging, it means guide me through. It means judge my situation, guide me through my expectations. So then the Holy Spirit will direct me, and he will direct him to the right direction. And then he will start communicate, but he will communicate in a way that he will not tell me the words that I want to hear. He will communicate in a way, if he doesn't understand something, he will explain to me that, Nomsa, I don't really understand, and I don't really know how to react, or completely haven't got a clue how to help you. And then in that way, I know that God is working. I know that He is not telling me that the things that I want to hear, or and I know that I don't have to cry, like having this mind of crying, wanting Him to understand what I'm going through, wanting Him, because our world is already connected. But if He doesn't understand, that means if I am wanting him to understand something that he doesn't understand, and if I feel pain and I don't forgive, or sometimes it's a small thing that it can wound a relationship, which is sometimes, or sometimes you may find that people fight through birthdays, or they don't get what they want on their birthdays. They will say, I'm okay, but deep down in their heart, they are not okay. That wounds a relationship. That causes hurt, it causes pain. Sometimes I find that it maybe could be the pressure of things, a relationship, emotions that are not being communicated, and that can cause pain. But I've learned all that when Lucifer was torturing me. I've learned that. I was like, this is what Bob Proctor talks about, because his game was playing with my mind. And the angel of God, it was like teaching me how to respond when I'm being in this situation. I need to forget about what I think the person has done, and I need to focus on me. And that's what I've been doing ever since, that I focus on my energy, bringing the energy that I want. Things don't go my way, because things sometimes it will not go your way, whether we like it or not. So they will not go our way. So if things, my expectations are not met, I have to sit down and ask myself, what are the possibilities? Why do I feel the way that I feel? And if I feel fear that, okay, um, I'm relying emotionally, I'm relying heavily on my spouse. So I have to, for my personal happiness. So sometimes it could be relying on your spouse uh, uh, for your happiness and for fulfillment. That can lead to emotional pain if a relationship faces challenges, or it could come to an end. Or sometimes it could be incompatibility, if you're not comparable with that person, different values, different beliefs when it comes to life, communication style, or long-term goals that can um, contribute to, it can contribute to relationship challenges if those things that are different, if you're not compatible or you rely on somebody. So what I did myself was to realize through that torture, was to realize that actually I don't have to rely on anybody. Everything that I do, I don't have to rely on anybody, because there is somebody above everything that I can go and cry out. So those are the things that I have learned. So whenever I go through pain, guys, wherever I go through challenges in life, I I'm always like asking God to speak. Even if I go on a business meeting, doing, like, if I'm going through pain, I've told you guys that I when I was going through pain, when my website disappeared, and I'm used to earning the money that I want, then all of a sudden there was no website, and before my website was there, no one, my clients would use the website. They were actually contacting me directly. Social media. Now the website is not there. They start asking, is your website not? So things were like that. But because of the energy that I put, the energy that I was putting, and now the website is disappearing. There's open lots of doors, because I don't focus on what is going wrong in a relationship. If you're not compatible with each other, when love will hurt, if your values, beliefs are different, the beliefs, sometimes the beliefs don't have to be the same, but you have to know how to deal with it. If you are just like me, who is going through challenges, then you can actually be able to deal with it. But if there's some big things that, because sometimes some people, when they believe in something, like I'm a Christian, when I meet somebody who is not a Christian, my job is not to make them believe in Christianity. is for me to find out who they are, they find out who I am, and together we can have a relationship. Uh, we can talk about each other, can listen to their beliefs, they can listen to my belief. But some people don't do that. They say, if I'm a Christian, I have to hang out with Christians. I have to hang out with this. I have to people that think like. But what I've learned is God actually works different. What we think, God wants you to go to that person that is so messed up in a way that they don't even know how to handle themselves. He just wants you to go and say a few and leave them with those words to say, wow, I'm better than this person. That's what happens. Sometimes it destroys a relationship. You will find like some people that are into personal development. They get into personal development. They are like, I cannot connect with my spouse anymore because the way I think about life, because what they do, what they do is when you get into personal development, bring your spouse in, your language, it's the way you speak. Like my children, I've realized that there were times where I worry about my children, but because the way I speak when I'm in the house or on the phone, and I'm realizing that actually my children are speaking my language. I don't have to worry about them because how I'm doing things, they're learning from me. And they're learning to do things, they're learning to speak like me. So I don't really have, because when I'm praying to God, God goes to my children. The angels are with my children. The angels is with my spouse. So you find that some people, they'll be like, I don't have to hang out with this. So what I've learned is love does not have to hurt. But there are some people who are so uh, deep with problems where in a relationship can't change them. They have to make that decision. Like this is how God thinks. Like you wanna come to my kingdom. This is the character of a person that you have to become. It means love me unconditionally. I don't have to change you. So that is what love is about. It's like love yourself unconditional in a way that you want to work really, really hard to work on our relationship. When you love you love the person you're with, you love yourself. What happens is you want the relationship to work. In doing so, it means I cannot change who I am as a person, but I can work, I can make this relationship work. Is there any way you ask your spouse, my queen, how do you want me to say? Or if you feel like your needs are not met, it's like my queen or my king. This is how I'm feeling. But then when you communicate to yourself, there are some people in a relationship that will completely dismiss how you feel. It's when the relationship get hurt, really get hurt. When you feel like you are hating so much because the other person, they're not listening to you. I want this person to listen to my desires. I want them to listen to what I desire from them. I want them to listen how I want them to understand my love language, but they don't want to know because they think that there is no such thing as love. And that can hurt a relationship deeply if the other person is not into prayer. I pray for my spouse. However, I want my relationship to I pray for it. I will fast for it. I will ask God, angels of God, to enter my house and to heal my spouse, whatever pain is going. I ask the universe. I know when it comes to universe, there's laws of realms, the realms of happiness, the realms of fulfillment, the realms of wealth, the realms of abilities, the realms of intelligence, the uh, realms of wisdom key. Why do I talk about it? The realms of uh, rewriting your own story. It's like you want the angels to teach you how to write your own story. You can open all those doors in the universe, in the realms of the blessings. The blessings, or when you go to the meeting, you can pray to God and say, God, when I'm going to this meeting, I don't know what is meant to happen to this meeting. I don't tell God what I need, or with my spouse, I don't tell him what I need. I take my problems as they are and I say, you know what, God, I really don't know how my life is supposed to be, but I'm hurting. I feel hurt. Or if I'm going to a meeting, I'll say, God, I'm going to this meeting today. Can your blood that raised Lazarus speak for me? I'm going to that meeting. I've read the books, I've done some research. I don't know what the other person expects, but I need you to testify the truth. What is that company? When I go to that company, when I speak to my clients, how do I need to serve them? I don't want to serve them how I want. I want to serve them how their destiny is meant to be. Raise a voice for me. So that's what I do. And I find when I open my mouth, when I go to a meeting, I surprise myself. I don't tell people what they want to. I speak the truth. Or sometimes completely, I'll go to a meeting. We meant to have a meeting, and that person, instead of having a meeting, they'll be talking like drinking hot chocolate, having biscuits. And I'm like, but we came here for the dinner. And they're like, don't worry about the dinner, it's all yours. Because God is already gone before me. And when I'm entering the office, that person will be like, oh yeah, so sit down, sit down. So I'll be talking about my work, how they love my work, and they'll be talking about things that is in the same line with my work. They'll be eating biscuits, with drinking coffee, hot chocolate. I don't drink tea or coffee, it's always water or hot chocolate or maybe drinks, juice or whatever fizzy drinks. And then we'll be talking. And then I'll be like, in my heart, I'm like, God, I came here for the meeting, the business meeting. Why is she not talking about the business? And because that's in my heart. And the person will open their mouth and say, oh, by the way, don't worry. That is already sorted out. I just need you to sign the document. And I'm like, okay. Okay, then I sign and I go home. That happens very often. Really, really very often. It does happen to me because I've learned the secret about life, that talking too much sometimes it's a wasted time. Talking to my spouse and feeling hurting, if I'm feel like I'm hurting, there's somebody above my spouse that I can go. I don't know your finals. I don't know your plans. I don't. So whatever you believe it, make sure it works for you. Because for me, I was like, when Lucifer was torturing me, and I would look at how he would torture my relationship with my spouse, like my spouse would be having a certain. That's how he destroys the relationship. Then I'll just pray and God, and then I'll reach out to this angel of God, let's get to God. Reveal to me the reason, the motive behind it. And then the Holy Spirit will show me this is how it destroys a relationship. And during lockdown, loss of relationship. and not being able to stay with their spouse in the same room. Suddenly you find yourself living with your spouse 24/7, not having to go out. Then that requires mindset. How do you think to actually it's the critical component how to break through that pain. And I don't feel the pain anymore. Sometimes I ask my spouse, and I'll be like, I'll be talking to him, and sometimes I could see that he is not getting what I'm asking. He doesn't get it. So I leave him alone. God is saying, God, I ask you the questions. Help me to spouse physically, spiritually. Is in the realm when the two worlds now, there's these two worlds that are connected, my world and his world. So this world and these two worlds needs to relate with each other. If they're not relating to each other, that means they'll be hurt. I want him to fulfill me. I want this guy to fulfill my needs. But this guy is just the guy like me. He wants his needs to be fulfilled. So the only person that can fulfill my needs is God. I learned to say, you know what? I leave him alone. If he forgets my birthday, guys, I ain't getting angry. I don't waste time anymore. I used to get angry or whatever. If he does not go and do the things that I want to, or he forgets to do something, I'll get angry. But now I'm in a point where I had to understand that we're human. We're not perfect. And when we are not perfect, it means we are bound to make mistakes. And when he does make that mistake, I got to be okay with it. I got to give him a hug. I got to tell him how much he means to me. I got to appreciate the guy. He's got to feel that appreciation. So that's what I have learned, that I don't have to waste my time. If I'm struggling, we are struggling with finances, or if we are struggling with anything that involves that is the foundation of life in our relationship, I don't have to waste time with him. I've got to take it to the third heaven. I've got to pray, guys. I've got to be staying connected to God. And I don't have to waste time with this human being that one that is crying to God. He sometimes some people don't know how to communicate their cry. So for me, I got to communicate my cry so that I can understand why I'm feeling the way. Why do I fear? Why do I fear him leaving me? So I got to work on that. That is the realm of within. I've got list of realms that I open. I open loads of realms. And they also, what do I do? If my spouse does not respond how I expect him to respond, I reflect, self-reflection. I communicate with him. And also you got to have boundaries. I do have boundaries in my relationship. And also you have to, those boundaries, they cannot be rules. There are some people that they create rules instead of boundaries. So you have to create boundaries instead of putting rules. Principles and boundaries. And for me, the boundaries is like, I'm from Africa. He is from United Kingdom. He's English. And there are some culture, in my culture, there are some things that they don't have it in the UK. So I have to understand where he comes from, and I have to understand. Sometimes that culture can destroy a relationship. And then I came to an understanding that I, I, by going through Lucifer and going through God, now I had to question my family now. And I remember questioning my mom about the culture that in my culture that has been put in place. And I'm asking my mom, and I said, Mom, why do they do this? My mom goes, actually, I don't even know why we do it. I think we do it because our ancestors did it or our fathers did it. And that's why we do it. And I'm like, okay, it goes out. I don't keep it. I go to the scripture and I'm like, okay, I'm not torturing myself with this culture that I don't understand it. Even my mom doesn't understand it. So I'll tell my mom that I'm out of that culture. I don't want to follow it. So that's what I do that. And if I'm feeling hurt, instead of hurting my spouse or trying for my spouse to really, because when you're feeling hurt in a relationship, feeling that lonely, it means there is somehow there's a disconnection. There's a thing where my father-in-law, the doctor, told me that every person has a winning spirit within. That is the power within. So when that power feels defeated, when it feels uh, when it doesn't have a power, sometimes you go to fire it. So I sometimes call myself, ask myself to wake up, because we live in this world where there's so much stress, so much pain. We lose our loved ones. We get disappointed every day. We get rejected, and that winning spirit man inside our soul, it can feel so defeated. So he teaches us how to wake that up. So you call yourself your name every day. Wake up. It's like you have these people that hypnotize, like a hypnotherapist. They do hypnotherapies. So when somebody hypnotizes you, what do you think happens within your soul? Is they're hypnotizing you to forget the pain. Your soul goes to sleep. Then you need to wake up. So wake up, wake up. So I wake up. I did that 3 weeks ago when I was in church, and no, I was praying for 10 days, like all night for 10 days, and then going to work. And I did that me out. And then I did not realize actually I was actually at work when I go to church to praying, and everyone goes, what's the heck Nomsa is doing? So I was like, I don't know where I got this energy. It's so strong. The energy was so strong. It's so strong, but I get to keep it. When I wake myself up, I get to keep my energy. So it means be in the present moment and reflect what's going on around you. Because when the pain comes, you feel so alone in your relationship. It means you now depending on somebody else to fulfill that love, fulfill your desires, to fulfill what the human beings needs. So you're now depending on him. But what if you didn't have to depend on that person? You depend on yourself because that person is just a human. So that's how I see life. That's how when I was self-discovery and getting to understand the head is in the second half. If Lucifer wants to destroy marriages, he would destroy us through the second half. The third heaven is where everything good stuff happens. So I've learned to hold on to the good stuff. If my spouse don't understand what I'm, and also if he doesn't understand what I'm going, I don't have to desire him to understand. Self-acceptance is accepting uh, the person you are, recognizing that not all relationships are meant to last forever. Um, Sometimes accepting the natural is acknowledging growth and change that wants to enter life. And nothing lasts forever. Learn and grow. I learn every single day. So you can learn and grow, challenging it, the challenges that comes to our lives and the experiences that we go through life. They help us to understand love can be painful for several reasons. And the experience of pain um, in love is complex interplay of emotional, psychological, and social factors. And vulnerability. Love requires you to open up. You have to open up to your spouse. I was over the weekend, my spouse looked at me. He goes, Nomsa, you are so strange. And I was like, I know, you don't have to tell me. I'm very, very strange. And the reason why I just choose to be happy is because I don't want to waste my time when I'm at the screaming and shouting on anybody. When I'm feeling pain, I don't hide it. Pain, I'm feeling pain, I'm feeling pain. So I don't have time to pretend that everything is okay while everything things are not okay. So that's who I am. If I'm happy, I'm happy. And also if I'm feeling pain, I don't have to give my pain to somebody else. This is where I come to God at the throne of grace. And I'll be like, God, take this pain away. Like I said to you guys, I fast. Fasting, it means I'm connected to my inner being. I why to work. When I go to work, like when I wake up and go to work, I go to work because I love to work. I don't go to work being grumpy and sit in the office. If anybody shows up and they're grumpy, I send them home. The reason why I send them home is I need to because I work means you get on with. So that is a relationship with this. A relationship, it means when you're going through pain, I know that there are some people who are miserable, but you got to accept that you chose that pain, you chose to live with that person. So there is no need to feel that I have to, this person have to do this, have to do this for me. The happiness is found. Through that happiness, that's when you decide whether am I like my spouse is saying, no, sir, you're so strange. He's saying that because I'm always smiling. In the living room, I'm always dancing. With my children, I'll hold my children's hands, I'll hold my spouse, and I will dance. I'll dance away. Or if I'm sitting there, I just sit there and relax. If I'm standing up, I stand up. Or if I'm feeling something, or I feel that I communicate the pain, or sometimes I'll go out, sometimes I'll go and pick my daughter to school, or the teachers behave in a certain way. When I come home, I can't say there's a party. I know what I can tell my spouse. I know what I can tell him because sometimes when I tell him that the school did this, he's somebody who thinks that people should know better. They should not behave certain way towards children. They should not do this. So when things happen, sometimes I just keep quiet. After 1 week, when it all is over, when Nomsa has sorted the problems out, then that's when I say, honey, by the way, this happened. So I had to sort this out. And he's like, you are too right. If you had told me, I would have gone and kicked some do things. But I already know what my spouse is. I already know because to him, protecting his family, he's a protector. But for me, I don't do those things. I have this patience where if you want 2 days of me, I will sit there trying to understand. But some people don't have that patience. So we are all created different. And we are all walking our own path. You can even go to my website. It says that NOMSA understand that everybody's different. Everyone plays their own music. Everyone dances their own dance. So that's what when I'm helping my clients, I'm like, yeah, I understand. That's what I do with my spouse. I understand my spouse that we're not the same, but we believe in the same. We're very kind. We look after each other. We look after our people. We do whatever we can to be there for people. But at the same time, I could understand that we are individual, singing different songs. But those songs that are different, it's the ones that makes us who we are today in our relationship. It's not me saying, you know what, I like Beyonce, honey, because Beyonce, when I sing Beyonce song, it makes me feel so good. So, honey, you're gonna like the song. I don't like. I used to sing. I used to listen to R&B, but now I don't because I got to go to the realm of the spirit. I got to learn a few things about the artist. So sometimes I don't listen to their music. I just listen to gospel music. There are some gospel music that I don't listen to. So I choose what kind of music. So my spouse listens to the rock. Yeah, like you'll find them in the car with my daughter. They are walking, honey. The voices are so bad. My daughter has a good voice though. Her dad, oh, is so awful. It's good because that's his. He's so singing. It's like rocking and rocking, and I'm like, wow. As long they are happy, but somebody will be like, will feel irritated by that and say, that's their story. That's his music. That is walking that path and saying, this is who I am as a person. It's okay. So it's very, very important to reflect and to be vulnerable and be able to to understand the attachment and loss. Um, Sometimes pain can be the depth of emotional attachment in that relationship. So uh, sometimes we're scared of losing that person, or emotionally we are distressed. So that's why I heal myself every single day. I cleanse myself every single day. I work on my unrealistic expectations, disappointment. If my expectations does not align with my whatever I need at that moment, so I have to with the vision. My expectations might not align with the vision of love. It can lead to feeling frustration, headache, so many things that can be praised. So I have to understand that we are two different people, and I have to learn to communicate as well. That's when I've learned not to waste time trying to change people to become who I am. When I go to church, guys, I'm not just saying this on my church. If you come to my church, everyone is like, who's that kid? Because I don't do what people do. I don't do the normality. I do what I believe. Like when I go to church, if the preacher preaches, I say, Amen, hallelujah, Amen. That is me agreeing with him. I'm so loud. And but some people will look at me like, what did she have for breakfast? What did she have for dinner? Why is she so happy? So happy, guys, because life throws you with so many things in life. The only way of survival, self-care, acceptance, loving yourself, knowing that there are things that I cannot change in life. I cannot change people if I'm dating the wrong guy. I cannot change that guy to be who I want him to be, but I can change that environment. That makes me the person that I am. Knowing what I desire in life, what makes me happy, and what makes me happy, linking it with somebody else's world and welcoming that person in that world to say, okay, I'm used to doing things like this in my life, but I welcome you in my world. So I'm going to let your world and my world be linked together. So together we're going to grow, we're going to learn with each other, we're going to walk with this path together, but we are two different people. I do understand that. My spouse like games. I haven't got a clue how it works with games. I don't like games. But when he comes in and he's so serious, he's talking about games, he's explaining to me, I have to surrender and listen to him, not to get frustrated. Listen to him and ask questions if I need to ask the questions. And if there is something that I do not understand in our relationship, try to communicate and try to understand it, or simply I go to God. I don't do this argument where I find myself arguing with somebody. I don't do that. It's a waste of time. And Lucifer taught me so much when he was torturing me through that pain. He made me that people spend the time. You spend the time busy with fighting somebody while there is the angel of darkness that is standing there poking and poking and poking and poking and poking and poking and poking. His work is mind control. Mind control, it means he enters a relationship. He will control it how he wants. So you just have to character, make sure your character aligns with this relationship. You change to grow, you change it to grow, get better, your relationship it grows with you. And also keep people out of the relationship. Some people they invite third party, fourth party into a relationship. Just keep people out of it. Once you do that, you learn to do that. And what I'm saying is, guys, if I'm going through pain in my life, my relationship, as either if you find me speaking, I'm speaking to you. I'm speaking to a family member, I'm speaking to my colleague, or I'm speaking to somebody depositories, knowing that this person is judging, they're going to give advice that I can take my life. So those are the things that I do. But if you find me not talking to these people, I'm talking to God. I'm asking God to surrender my life and saying, God, take away this confusion that is in my relationship. Take away this pain. Wipe away this pain that is in my relationship. Wipe away the pain, the disappointment. Wipe away the rejection if I'm feeling rejected. Wipe away, take it. And God, you are the man of peace. Give me peace in my life. Bear in mind, when you ask for peace, Lucifer gives you war. If you pray for peace. So you have to know that the more you try hard to the relationship to work, the more Lucifer is going to come in and stir you up, because he's an invisible demon. So you wouldn't know that he's there. But I can feel it when he's there. I can feel it. Sometimes he tries to manipulate me. I can feel it because of my character. I can tell that this is not my character. This is not my behavior. So what is around me? I'm not being suspicious. Just like what is around me. So I'll be like, God, you are the man of war. Give me peace. Give me peace. And then you have to be aware. Whatever you do, you ask for peace in a relationship, and you ask for whatever you ask for, like let's say business, bring challenges. If you want to like grow your business, you're asking for challenge. You want a relationship to grow, it will be tested. When the relationship is being tested, it is then you have to step up and say, no, I know how to deal with these challenges. So I do all those things, or sometimes it's simple. If a relationship is not going the way that way it's meant to be, I just ask God to restore, God to restore my relationship. Have mercy where I've disobeyed you, where I like took matters into my own hands, uh, restore my relationship. Feel that relationship. So Lord, restores it. Then I have to make a covenant. Making a covenant is like a God. If you restore my relationship, I promise to do this. I promise to go to church, and I promise to actually make sure that I praise you, make sure that I praise you. I pray for somebody else. Do this one, pray for people. Like 1,000 days, my journey. The minute I said to God, I'm going to walk with you 1,000 days, I'm going to fast with you. My fasting is for you, is my team, bloodline, my family, my friends, LinkedIn, Facebook. So I'm sharing with you guys now that I'm leaving, so that if you're feeling pain, just connect with me and say, like in spirit, just speak to the universe, whatever you want. I'm like anyone that is part of me, taking whatever my attack there, I'm putting myself as a sacrifice on their behalf. Count me in. It means when I'm saying count me in, it means whenever you go through pain, if you are in my umbrella, it means God can be there for you. That is, if you want Him to be there for you, wipe away the tears, wipe away. So that is the decision that I decided to do. Ask me why. I don't know why. But the minute I made that decision to put myself as a sacrifice, not to kill myself, not for me to be killed for people, no. It means that I am standing for those who cannot stand for themselves, to speak on their behalf. But that person has to take advantage of my journey, walking with God, and see opportunities and call out the opportunities. So if you're watching my videos, call out the opportunities of love, where love, the opening love, floodgate love, wealth, anything. And I find by doing that, God listens. God is able to reward me with love. It is able to give me the opportunities. Like sometimes the opportunities do open up. Like what I desired in life before, it start opening up for me. I walk this path like now I'm working with Cy Black. I met Cy when I was. That's why I'm saying, guys, in my relationship, I stopped fighting. I stopped fighting with my spouse. I stopped wanting my spouse to be what I want. What about what God wants it? So I don't do that. Whenever I need to communicate. If it's something that I want to communicate with him, it doesn't. I know that he is not going to understand it. I communicate with that. For the his angel to activate his angel, because everybody has an angel that guides them. So to activate his angel, to guide him through life, how is meant to, his relationship, how it with me, how is meant to be instead of our relationship breaking. So I activate it, I ask God, and God then it does the work for himself, for his child, because that person is not my child, that person is God's child. So God will then activate his angel to actually guide him through life and say, you want to communicate with Nomsa about this because Nomsa is mad. Then he will open up, or share this with Nomsa. You don't have to cry on your own. You don't have to feel to cry inside. So share it. So He share it with you. So that's why I'm saying to you guys, is the universe, those who are Christian and those who meditate. But when you are meditating, make sure what kind of meditation you're using, because there's some meditation that you can, there's only one God. But there are some meditation that when you use, you worship other gods. When you stop using that meditation, you go into depression. So you got to make sure that you understand what kind of meditation you use. So I've never used any meditation apart from fasting, praying. So you can do that. And by doing that, the, the realms they will start opening. Like I told you guys, I lost my website. I lost this, I lost this. And now finding myself now with Sai, and Sai is rebuilding what I've lost. Is rebuilding everything. He's taken over my company. He's researching everything and putting it in the right. But do you think if I had hold on to that pain, getting up in the morning, I'm like, I spend money on this. Spend money creating my brand. If I had spent any second, any minute crying, that's a destruction. So that's why I don't do it. I used to do it. Why? If my spouse does not understand, feel like there's a disconnecting, disconnection, relationship. Pray to God to link us together so we can be one unity. Pray for unity. Remember when you pray for unity, Lucifer brings war to you. So those are the things that you have to. And Lucifer is occultic. Wherever, every city where you are, there are people who are into occult. That means they are worshiping the devil. And when they are worshiping the devil, that altar that they have created, it will affect the innocent people that are living. And those are the things that I've learned that I didn't know till I started fighting. That's when I showed that where you are, there are people that don't understand it. Some people they starting like they will start confessing. Like when I'm on the road, and somebody will tell me that, oh, by the way, which part of Africa you went to, you come from? Oh, I went to Nigeria, by the way. You see, this is my necklace of protection, and that is a code. And that altar, because these people there is just the gods. So it will affect people in the area. So in doing that, you have to cleanse yourself. You have to learn how to communicate with the universe, how to communicate with God's paradigm. When we talk about paradigm, it means there's laws of galaxy in the realm. There's laws of galaxy, that one, that one. So you got to know which one do you want to appear in life, so it doesn't cause confusion in your relationship. Or if you feel that you are in a relationship with this person, they are wrong for you, don't stay for the sake of the years or for the sake of posting pictures on Facebook and saying I'm in a relationship. Being alone is fine. So that's why some people, they feel so alone. They feel hurting because they're with the wrong guy. The guy doesn't understand, Or sometimes there's a coach that I met. And he's not gonna like me for this. There's this beautiful, handsome guy that I met. few months ago, this guy praying to God. So this guy is connected to one of the people that I know. So this guy used to pray, but he's no longer praying. And he's got this lovely family. So I met, and then we're talking about business, and then now we start talking about personal things. And he was like, "Oh, I used to do this, no, I pray. I used to do this. I used to do this." I was like, "Go back and pray." And start praying because I understand his language. And so he went back to praying. It's like, so now whenever I feels like communication, he's like, he can text me and say, "Oh, by the way, no, so I did this. By the way, I did this." Because it's, you just need to connect. Sometimes some things you don't need to annoy your spouse to say, "My spouse should be this." Because God connects with people that will understand us. He connects with people that we will get connected to them and they will live a fulfilling life. But then it is then us who need to make sure that whatever we do, it aligns with what God has planned for us. Sometimes we want to be in control. I had to surrender myself. I don't want to be in control, but I want to my life to align with where I'm going. Because if I want to control everything, I'll be disappointed. My expectations, if they're not met. So what I do is I say, "Angel of God," in the morning. I get up and have a shower, and I say, "Okay, when problems comes, raise a voice for me. Where I have no voice. When anything comes, raise a voice for me. Where I have no voice. When I drop my children to school, raise a voice for me, God, where I don't have a voice." Because when I'm saying raise a voice for me where I don't have a voice, means there are some things that I don't have control over. When God sees my children in trouble, God steps in and say, "Wow, Nonsa does not agree with this and I don't agree with this." And they will guide my children to do the right thing. If the teachers are bullying my children or they're saying things they shouldn't be saying to my children, God will correct them. So in that way, it means I'm able to move forward my life with grace. I don't have to worry about anything. He is there. His job is there to guide me through life. My spouse is not doing what his destiny should be. I just say, "God, I don't know what his destiny is meant to be. But all I know is his destiny is meant to be great. His destiny is meant to be amazing. Guide him through life. I don't know what our relationship is meant to be. But all I know is we love each other. We want our relationship to be something. Raise a voice for me in him. And I find in that way we end up communicating with the way, not just we don't fight, we argue. I don't do the argument, by the way, guys. I am very, very, if I am wrong, I will say sorry very quickly. And that sorry has to have a meaning. Say sorry if I'm really, 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 if I've wronged my spouse or if I feel that I if he feels that I've wronged him or I've done something, very, very quickly I say sorry. Or sometimes if we have an argument, I don't hide my feelings. That's why he calls me strange. I don't hide my feelings because I find there is no point in him me pretending to be something that I don't. I might as well express my feelings. So sad, which does not happen. Before it used to be very often. So sad, I put my earphones on and I listen to my music while I speak to them. But I know even when I speak to them, it's not going to take us. There's a voice. My heart is feeling. I reflect on things. Why I'm feeling. Why am I doing this? Why is this heart making this? If it's the right thing, why does it feel like it's not? It's a voice. I have a song that I sing. When I hear that song, the song says, the resurrection power. So I have to find harmonies every single day. I find how to sing resurrection. I have to sing more power created as a soul. I ask the power. I have to harmonize it, create it as a song. The power that cannot be insulted, pointing that make everything all upon me. I just have to sing it. The miracles, miracle. Getting sad, or if my clients are really, really angry, they fuming with me. It's, I have to say his name is miracle. Then after, when the angel is in the presence, that's when I then he will go to my clients, help them to speak in the language of respect, speak in the language where they need to, language of their destiny. Say, if you want to sing song, your own song, your own dance, sometimes you might have to be patient. Mom says honest, such thinking best interest. So that's when I do that, when I'm really, really frustrated. You're wasting my time. And on the phone, maybe I'm on the phone with my spouse and I'm trying to my spouse to understand, and my spouse is so fuming and I'm busy saying, you know what, and then when my spouse is finished, I have to waste another 5 minutes. I have to waste another 5 minutes, and now I have to call my friends now and say, hi, hey girl, guess what just happened? My spouse is so annoying. He just did this, and then I put the phone down, and then I call another one. Well, that's wasting time. Don't do that. I used to do that, but I don't. My clients, I feel frustrated. I'll go in front of the computer, I'll be typing. It's Yahweh, your name is Yahweh. You are a miracle working. It's Yahweh, your name is Yahweh. You are a miracle working. Amen to every miracle. Name is Yah. You are a miracle working. Your name is Yah. Instead of me talking and talking and talking, I give it to him and he will sort it out for me. Not how I want. Sort it out best to spouse's destiny. It's my client's best to own their destiny. So, guys, thank you so much for watching my talk show and being with me today. appreciate you guys, and continue to love yourself. If you are in a relationship with somebody you believe that this person, there are some people that they they are compatible, but because of how they deal with things, they end up thinking that they are compatible, and they destroy their relationship. Life they don't know how to handle things. So if you are a Christian, guys, take my advice. When your man is annoying you or your woman is annoying, your name is Yah. Your name is Yah. Take that advice and just do it. Create your own song. It doesn't have to say your name is Yahweh. You can call him something else. You can call him God of Abraham, God of Israel, God of Jehovah El Shaddai, Adonai, uh, Elohim, Elohim. You can call him all his names. There's lots of names you can, or you can find your own song that works. For me, this is what I do. The things get tough. Used to 10 years ago, you'll find me stressed, find me sad. Just don't do that. Because going through that journey, let me be he's a liar, he plays my games. So I don't have to play no games. Instead of me screaming, spending time on the phone, wishing things, do that. I just I love people, I talk to people, but I have to do if things are not working, I will speak to my coach, speak to somebody that I hope to understand life and help me to find God. He works in so many ways. Connect his connections. But sometimes might not be a coach, you connect with somebody that understand so that I can send it. So however, guys, you think it helps, but why you don't do is spending wasting time. And if you are at work and you don't get a manager and spending time and trying to get your manager to understand you, that's a wasted time. Wasted time. Go meditate. Meditating. What doesn't work is if you want good outcome, then you have evil thoughts in you. It doesn't work. You cannot get a good outcome, positive outcome, if you wish the other person that is causing problems. You wish them not well. So you have to wish them 1000% wish them well, but 1000% claim your own life, claim your own destiny, how it's meant to be. That one it works. But if the other person upset you and you get angry and you wish them not well, it doesn't work. The universe does not like that. God does not like that. God wants to heal your pain. He wants to heal you. But at the same time, he wants you to leave the other person alone so he can judge that person. You don't have to do it. All you have to do is just focus on your healing, because your healing is able to help others. It's able to help people around you. So if you walk into the office, you have this miserable, leave them alone, meditate. If you're not a believer, if you don't believe in God, meditate. The response is the same. Go meditate with the calm mind, thoughts, cleanse those evil thoughts, and then you're able to find the angels that to help you. So those are the things that even if you life is not good, or if somebody say you somebody, always wish that person. Let them go. Deal with God. Deal with Alex, there's so many things you can do. You don't want to grab that pain into. So guys, if you want coaching, you want to find love, please do go to my website, www.hsaia.com. So, and then after that, if you're following me on social media, if you ever feel so alone, I reply all my messages, all my messages I reply, as long as they've got nothing to do. Just want to connect with me, I reply. Not my team. I reply to messages based on this. So if you send me a message, if you ever feel so alone, and you ever feel just drop me a message private, say, so, please, you don't have to tell me what you do. You don't have to tell me the story. Just say, no, sir, things are not going great. Put me in prayers when you pray. Things will be okay. If you need one help, things will be okay. So go to my website, go to my social media, and subscribe to my channel, please. YouTube, Facebook, like page, please. God bless. Live with grace. I don't know the topic for tomorrow. What's the topic for tomorrow? I think there's already a topic for tomorrow, guys. So I'm going to tell you what I need this topic for tomorrow. I think I need you guys, if there is a topic to actually, what does for tomorrow? That's yeah, I need something. Otherwise, I'll have to come back. I'm gonna have to come back. Apparently, I have to broadcast the topic now every day according to Brand, and I ask you guys to answer some questions. So I'm gonna have a look at the topic, what is, and we just want you guys to through that topic, whatever, when you see a topic, ask questions that you may have, and then it will do the talk show based on the topic, what you guys want us to talk in that topic. We want us to cover that. So I will do that. But if you see the topic later, please do just put the questions. When we speak tomorrow, we'll speak based on your questions and answer whatever you desire. Like today, if you have any questions, please do send me a message. God bless. Live with grace. Remember to keep smiling. And if you're in a relationship, your relationship is working, and you want some tips based on what is not working, please do send me a message. I'm happy to give you some advice. Let's talk on your problem, not what I have been through. Let's talk problem, because every problem is different. So we have to deal with it if it's specific as an individual. And you feel that your spouse don't get it, try the power of fasting, power of connecting with towards your spouse, the power of communicating in wanting, being playful. Try that. Remember when you were a child, how you used to be. When you were a child, you used to be not worry about it. You want to cry, you cry. You want to crawl, you crawl. All those things, that's what I do myself. That helps me to be today. Unapologetic, just be me. Sometimes some people, they find it so frustrating. They find it so, like my spouse, I was telling you guys, he's looking at me, he's like, so you are so strange. And I'm like, I know, I am so strange. That's who I am. If you see strange in you, that's who I am. And in me, I just see this individual person walks in her, speaking her own language, walks in her talk, dancing her own dance, sing her own song. I sing my own song. Live with grace, everyone. God bless. Remember, fighting. Yahweh, your name is Yahweh. You are a miracle working. Your name is Yahweh. Come into me. I don't know.